Hey, greetings from the Outer Rim. That's an 8 kilowatt diesel heater from the Vevors. That is a small cast iron radiator. Yes, there's lots of other people that have videos about running your exhaust into a cast iron steam radiator. So I'm gonna give it a try. The heater's just turning on. You can hear it just starting to run the fan. Now, I've got it temporary. I want to bring that up right off the hop here. I've got it stuffed into there. That's a 2-inch to 1-inch threaded reducer. Ooh, I can smell it. And then I've just got it here. Now, I've got some pipe for plumbing it out. I do have a CO2 monitor, and this place is huge. So it's not like I'm gonna suffocate myself. Again, this is a temporary testing setup, so we'll see how it goes. I've got to reach back there and get my temp gun. We're not going to go by the heat in here because I currently have that guy going, and there's a fire back there in the wood stove. But we're going to see and check the temperature here. I want to note that my plan here is to run it in the top and out the bottom, because everybody knows that's how you got to do the diesel heater, or you wind up with all the black shit stuffed inside of the combustion chamber, and I don't want to do that. So my thinking here, and it may be incorrect thinking, but my thinking is that yes, heat rises, but if I come in the top and the heat's already at the top, then it's got a minute or two to ruminate and marinate before it gets down and fills this whole column and exits out the bottom. I could go in the bottom this side and out the bottom that side, but it's straight through, so my concern is that it'll just pass through and it won't efficiently heat this. And this is 1 inch coming in and it's 1 inch going out, so I've necked up from the size of the exhaust tube in hopes that it will relieve any back pressure that would have been put on the machine itself. I think it starts up in heat level 3, but we'll find out. Okay. So right now it's, I don't know, because I'm recording on the thing that's going to tell me the time at the same time. So we'll check back in a minute or two. Okay, we've got the temp gun. Let's see here, if it's not frozen. Okay, colder than all get out. Sorry for my fingers there. Colder than all get out at the outlet. Right up here at the inlet. Oh man, we're moving right along. Oops. Doesn't like the cold so much. And it's also stuck. Now it's a harbor freighter, so you know. Yeah, it's definitely flowing air out the bottom, and it's cool. So that's interesting, fun. Now, I do also want to mention that this is fun for me. Someone had mentioned in my other video that, of course, I'm not going to heat a space like this. This little heater is not designed for that, and I'm fully aware of that. I'm just messing around, seeing what it'll do, so I have a better understanding of where I can put it and where I can get my best use out of it. And at the same time, I think there's a bunch of guys with affiliate links that are running these that'll, maybe not intentionally, but the way they talk, they might make it out like these are a silver bullet. And maybe inadvertently or maybe on purpose lead people to believe that this is, this is going to do, they're amazing and they've got affiliate links to make sure you get a hold of one. So, you know, just fussing about, having fun here. I gotta go check on the fire in the wood stove. Cooking right along, just getting started here, kids. It's gonna be great. One of the other things that I'm very aware of is that if I'm sucking air from the inside of my building and then running it through the combustion process, and if this were properly vented outdoors, that air that I'm sucking in and then putting into the outdoors has to be replaced, so it's gonna draw cold air in from the outside and all the cracks and crevices and all that bullshit. So you don't have to write that in the comments, I'm aware. And it's also at the time already where I've got to go meet somebody for breakfast, so we're gonna have to shut this off right now. However, it's only been running just a few minutes. We'll check. It hasn't heated the whole thing yet, but 49 is a lot better than 29. Let's see what's coming out the end. Oh, can you see the smoke? It's burning off all the shit inside. It's only 29 down here still. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll see if I can make it so you can see. I don't know if that's water vapor or if that's any kind of shit inside of the vessel. Whatever. So we'll get back to this later this afternoon. I gotta shut this off because I'm a fool. All right, well, here we go. All right, before I go to breakfast, one last thing. The problem I foresee with having this set up and coming in the top is now the heater is up high enough that you're not gonna wanna lift a 5-gallon can up, you know, to chest height to fill this thing with fuel. So you're gonna have to use a much smaller can or transfer fluid, you know, fuel, to a smaller vessel to put it into here. Or, you know, if you get it set up and then maybe have a larger tank with that dip tube or whatever you call it, where you're maybe taking it down and filling it and then putting it back up. Just a thought. All right, well, thanks so much. See you next time. Okay, friends, it's been a few weeks since I went out for breakfast. This thing's chugging along at full blast for just a little while. I had it on, I turned it back off, and I turned it on again. You can see some smoke coming off the top of the radiator there. And I think what's happening is it's just cooking off whatever's on the outer surface, because it is almost 190 degrees. So, I mean, holy smokes. I do have it on 6, which is full blast. Down here, 70, the outlet pipe, almost 70, oh, 70, wow. Really? It's nice and toasty. You absolutely will get condensation. People talk in these videos about these heaters, about having the outlet the lowest point in the system, and this is what this is, well, here it is. There. This is absolutely liquid. And also, yes, you should absolutely vent it to the outside. Again, this is a very large place, and I'm just messing about. And I have my detector, my gas detector on. It will be permanently vented into the out of doors, fear not. Now, don't take any of this too awful serious or as science. I'm just messing about in the shop, having a fun time, staying warm. If you want to know why I've used such a small radiator, and it is because this is the one that was available to me free of charge. So I think this is a neat idea. You know, if you're putting 150 degrees on your outlet pipe and you're putting close to 300 degrees, well, at the one time we checked, it was almost 300 degrees. I want some of that heat. I hope that's not too hot for this thing, because look at her go. I think some of it is also maybe the dope over here cooking. Man, going right to town. It could very well be these vents right in here, or not vents, I'm sorry, the joints in between each section leaking. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, coming right off of there. All right, well, so there you are. Maybe that's somehow useful to whatever you're gonna do with your diesel heater. Fun times. I wouldn't put this in my house or my cabin or anything with it smoking like that. I'm trying to see if it'll burn off before I put it into any kind of serious use. I suppose I could put a Schrader valve here, boop, and a plug down here, boop, with the bike pump her up, see if it leaks. Huh. Well, happy whatever the heck today is. Take care now. All right, couple hours later, we've moved the whole setup back by the garage door and the wood stove. And it seems like all the smoke coming out of the radiator earlier was just cooking off 10 years of sitting in my buddy's garden shed. I came up with an interesting design to get out the door. If you saw my first video about this thing, I just took some rock wool and stuffed it around the pipe going out. And there's paver bricks that I had stuffed underneath the door to allow space for the exhaust to exit. And this was something I got out of the scrap bin. It's the length that it is because while I can cut 1-inch pipe here, I cannot thread it. That just happened to be something laying around from an old project, and it just happened to be 1-inch pipe there, so kapow, there we go. Again, this was something that was free to me, so that's why I'm using the size that I am. I've got the original exhaust into 1-inch copper sweat by threaded, threaded pipe there. It's hard to be not in the shadow there. So copper sweat 1-inch to threaded pipe 1-inch, pushed up to 2-inch to go into this. 2-inch to 1-inch coming out, so I'm bigger on the outlet than I am on the inlet. Hopefully to keep any back pressure away. I'm sure I've mentioned that already. Let's see, the first time I tried this, I was getting almost 300 degrees. Depends on where you look. There is a nice cool breeze coming off of this garage door here. And I noticed when I touched it earlier, this outer was hotter here than it was here, than it was here. So the hot air must be coming in and coming straight across to here and then working its way down and then out instead of coming in and going down the first one. It seems to be working pretty nice. You could definitely put your gloves on there. And I've read some places that folks couldn't understand why people wanted to fool with the exhaust. Well, I mean, close to 200 degrees extra and whatever's coming out of here. It just makes sense. So I've almost doubled the output. Doubled by saying this is putting out about 150 degrees,
this is putting out about 150 degrees. There's no calculation, no science. It's all just kind of based on that. You know, don't berate me in the comments section. I'm just having a poke and a sniff here in the shop. It's not high tech. It's tinkering. Lost art of tinkering. All right. Well, that's fun and interesting. And again, I bought the heater for maybe $89 on sale. It's an 8 kilowatt. I'm sucking air back there right by the door, the drafty ass door. So everything is just, I bought the heater and everything else has been scavenged and freebies. Just for the sake of fun. All right, well, thanks so much. Take care, stay warm. We'll see you next time. What are you guys doing? I just painted that. Quit pecking at that.